What
What's
did
up,
what did you
everybody?
just say, Steve, Joe?
No,
About
no,
Mark?
we don't have to say what he just
No,
said.
I'm getting old. I forgot.
No, yeah, I forgot too, actually. Guys, welcome to the show. Joe's back. Hi, Joe.
Hey, Bumpa Joe dance, Bumpa Joe dance.
Don't feel like watching movies, so I'll watch people guess them instead. I don't know how it goes, I think it starts with your show.
Thank you.
Joe,
And that was
we
the
don't
Joe
have to
dance.
talk about anything that you don't want to talk about, but we did mention that there was some familial things going on, and that to send love to you.
Thank you. Send
Mhm.
me all the love, and I will reflect that love or deflect that love to where it needs to go. But yeah, my dad is struggling a little bit. We're at that age where this stuff happens, and we're dealing with it as a family, and it is a nightmare. It's not fun.
I'm sorry, man. We're definitely getting in that to that age where if some freak thing hasn't happened,
Yeah.
age is happening.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, you learn a
Really
lot about
scary.
yourself. You learn about a lot about your family. You learn a lot about the friends that surround you, and you learn a lot about how much you don't fucking know when this part of life starts to eke up, and you're like, "Well, if this happens, what do I do? Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
what do I do? Like, I don't know the first step to like, if God forbid my father passes, like, how do I do the next stuff?
Right. No
Yeah.
one tells you.
Nope.
No one tells because
That's
they don't want to talk about it. It's very grim and fucked up.
Yeah.
yeah.
So
I
then
was talking to
oh, go
it,
ahead, go ahead, go ahead.
you're like functioning Joe's like I'm like because you guys are just so much older than I am, and so like I can like when you go through this, I'm like, oh, this is coming for me too.
It's like looking into your future a little
It
bit.
is, and I'm like, oh, this comes for all of us at some
Well,
point where
to
you
be
have to start
fair,
thinking about these things.
Elliot, yeah, I mean, you have been dealing with it in your own way.
That's
Like, I
true.
know your parents went through some stuff, and
I'm right behind.
like, there's these right? Like, this isn't the first time I've had a fear pop with my dad. Like, he's got a quad bypass heart surgery like 15, 20 years ago, and that was scary. It's like life kind of sets you up for it, but you're never super prepared, I think, until you experience one of those big losses. And I've been fortunate and I haven't had one of those big losses this close yet. So it's gonna suck if it happens.
Well,
I
Shout out
know.
to
we
my dad.
will
Good dude. Love you.
we'll be on available. We're just a text thread away, and we will try to make inappropriate, insensitive jokes to add levity to what's going
I
on.
appreciate that.
I've got the
We will
insensitive
hope
gifts
appreciate
loaded
that.
up.
We'll hope it's fun.
Steve has sent me the Raiders of the Lost Ark face melting gifts 17 times, immediately followed by how sad. It was fucked up.
I've been sending you links to like real people dying, like in graphic ways.
Yeah.
Be like,
You know,
Joe,
it's-
check this out.
Seeing it for
Listen,
Look at this puppy video.
not to change the subject from this Debbie Downer shit, but I guys completed my first ever Facebook Marketplace deal.
What the fuck? What is that?
how's your
That's
asshole?
You finally started your OnlyFans.
I finally started my OnlyFans, fellas.
Is that Hollywood
Wait.
money?
Yeah.
Is that prop money?
Look at
What'd you
that.
sell? What'd you sell? Let's see here. Look at
I
that. That's a pretty
sold.
good.
I sold the dog.
I sold the valleyfolk.com
I sold
domain.
Valleyfolk.com.
Turns out this whole like foster fail system's quite lucrative.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
I
made
got
about
a foster
100
fail
and
into a foster success.
yeah, I
We
sold
are,
that dog and I got $120. No big deal.
the foster thing. So we did officially adopt the dog for folks that
That's so
maybe
great.
didn't see it.
Which
It's
we
very
knew
exciting.
was gonna happen.
Yeah. We were on. I mean, he's a special boy, and we're finding out that they put us on a text thread with like the owners of all the other like dogs that were found in this backyard breeder scenario, and they all look very similar, and they all have the same kind of behavioral stuff. So I'm like, man, what happened in this backyard?
Yeah.
Some dog trauma.
But then I was like, look, I can do that too.
So you've been breeding dogs?
Yeah, they were like, as long as you have to sign a thing that says you're gonna get them neutered, and I'm like, I didn't say when
Or how I'm gonna do it.
or how it's gonna happen. I sold a stove.
Nice.
You sold a stove?
Yeah,
You're okay. Like
Looks
door to door, or
You
Yeah.
sold a stove for about what, $250? Is that what you sold that stove for?
300. Good. Wow, good eyes, Joe. Holy moly. I had it set for a little higher, and this guy came by, and he came and he didn't speak any English, and he was a tiny little man. And then at the end was like discount, and I was like, no, it's already discounted. But I was sick the whole time, and then he like took this whole thing and like strapped it up and got in his car, and then he left, and I was like, man, because I was worried he might like kill me or like come back or like be scary in some way because I've never done the Facebook Marketplace thing. Weird thing to do. Have you guys ever sold anything on Facebook?
Oh,
I've always been hesitant. Yeah,
It's
I've done
different.
it. I've
Yeah?
done it, yeah.
Have
Yeah.
you bought anything?
In fact, yeah, I did buy something. I bought something. I bought a rock band drum kit
Cool.
that because I started playing rock band with my girlfriend like a couple years ago, and she fucking loves the drumming part of it. And I've just been using the same drum kit for like 20 years or something. And so I got a new drum kit. It was super easy. It was just this like nice young woman who was like, yeah, I got this drum kit. It was very easy. You meet in the parking lot somewhere, and then you
Couldn't really do that with a stove.
yeah, do they come to you?
Yeah, and that's what I was
That's
like-
the scary part. So like I have this I've been having this Lisa mattress thing going on where they were supposed to send me a thing, and it just kept getting like more confusing. They kept sending me things I didn't need and weren't part of the original shipment. And so I have these like fucking Lisa, I have these giant fucking Lisa boxes just kind of like sitting. And I'm like, hey, when are you gonna send someone to come like take this shit out of my life? And they're like, oh yeah, we're working on it. And I was like, I might have to fucking sell this shit. And if I sell it, I'm totally going marketplace. But then I was thinking, oh, someone has to come here. Someone has to come to my fucking home. And like, that's weird for sure.
Yeah, it's not pleasant. When it was done, I was like, "Ooh, okay."
Yeah, I come from the eBay.
What, Joe?
What's that, Joe?
Got the sage out, started to like,
Yeah, the Palo
Yeah.
Santo. I'm used to the eBay world where you don't see who the fuck's buying your shit, and you just send it to them and you go bye bye, or like I used to do the Craigslist thing where you would meet them in a parking lot, which even that is scary.
Yeah, yeah.
But coming to your place is like that's crazy, dude.
Yep.
And
I
for
know.
$120.
Yeah, plus a dog.
I actually, I recently met up. I sold that. Remember that proton pack that I had up on my wall?
You sold that?
I sold it because.
Why would you?
Well, I'll tell you why I sold it. Because first of all, I've been carrying that thing from. What's that?
Didn't work. It's fake.
It did stop working. It's broke. It didn't bust ghosts.
with it. Yeah.
I just eventually I was like, it doesn't bust ghosts, so I don't want this shit. But no, I've lived with that thing forever, and I've moved to like 6 different places with that fucking thing. And then when I was recently moving to Long Beach, I was like packing it up, and I'm like, I'm fucking sick of packing this fucking thing up. And I'm gonna be honest with you guys, and you know this, but maybe the audience listening doesn't know this. But that thing was built by a ex-friend of mine who turned to the dark side and ended up being kind of a piece of shit person.
Oh, their
And
favorite Ghostbusters was the one with the girls.
exactly,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
You know,
Okay.
a traitor.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I was like, so I had these like bad vibes about the guy that like made it, and then I had like all this like I don't want to keep traveling with this thing, and it was very like it's heavy as fuck. You can't leave the batteries in or it gets all corroded and shit. The battery fluid leaks out, and it was just like a really like kind of shitty put together thing, even though it looked really cool. So anyway, the story. This is a good story actually. So
No, we're
it's
waiting.
not just about fucking. What
No,
do you got?
no,
Poop
we're
on your
waiting.
shoe? We're waiting for the good part. Is that poop? Poop?
Taste it.
Yeah, that's
No.
my son.
I think that is my son.
Is that poop or?
I think it's dirt.
That
Okay.
shoe was way worse on the close up. Didn't like that.
Did you zoom?
So anyway, so I
Yeah.
put it up on Marketplace because I was like, I'm ready to get rid of this fucking thing, and someone finally hit me up after months of it being up, and I
Dan
meet this guy.
Aykroyd.
It was Dan. Could you imagine? I meet up with this guy, and he's like totally chill, nerdy guy. He's like, I've got this movie podcast, and Kevin Smith has been a guest on
Two
it.
coyotes.
Once, and what?
I see two coyotes. Grace just
Two?
texted me and said they were outside my office. Yeah, I can see them right now. They're running.
Fucking 9:30 in the morning. That's
Yeah,
bold.
pet him, pet him, pet him, pet them, pet
I'm
that
gonna
dog.
pet him. I'm gonna pet him.
Aren't they
Big old
nocturnal?
dog.
What are they doing out during the day like that?
They're just always slinking, man. They're always slinking around. I feel bad for them.
Yeah, they always look hungry.
Yeah, they do.
Perpetually. Just like, I need a meal, man. Just one meal.
But that's how they've manipulated us. They're out there hunting. They're eating good. They're eating rabbits and fucking mice and raccoons and shit. They're fine.
They're fine.
We don't need to help them. They've survived for millions of years.
I follow a TikToker that has basically semi-domesticated a coyote that hangs out with his dog. But the
Wow.
coyote is still very, like, it's still scary. It's still, like,
Yeah.
gnarling its teeth. And
Yeah,
like,
I
nope.
get weird vibes from that when there's people. that bring
Coyotes
in
are
wild
like
animals.
meth dogs. They're just like one step away from just robbing you.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Anyway, so I sold this fucking proton pack to this guy, and he's like super nerd or whatever, and he's like, we made the exchange. He gave me the cash, and we left. And then I'm counting the cash in the car, and I'm like, oh shit, he gave me an extra $50. And so I texted him, and I'm like, dude, you accidentally gave me an extra $50. What's your Venmo? And he goes, I did that on purpose. He's like, basically what you did is you fulfilled a childhood dream of mine to own a proton pack. And he's like,
Uh-huh.
when I was a kid, I had this picture of me with the toy one, and I've always wanted to recreate it with like a prop movie accurate one, and you've just made my childhood dream come true. So that's like a little thank you.
Oh, well, damn.
How nice is that? So I was like, not only
So
did I
nice.
get rid of this thing that kind of made me feel a little weird and I was kind of done with it, and it made someone else's life really happy and enriched, and it was like a good win-win situation. So that was like a positive marketplace experience.
I like
That's
that.
really great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I am today getting a I don't really like purchase things like that are like decorative for myself, and I've got a Phrenology head coming in.
Oh, those are great.
Really excited about it.
Those are
Little
great.
Bust. Do you know that? You know Phrenology, Joe?
No, I'm
Phrenology is a pseudoscience that was like where every part of your
Bumps?
brain correlates.
bumps, yeah.
The bump.
And so
Okay.
it breaks down where all the things are.
And you've seen those with
like-
like it's like it all has like little diagram,
Yeah.
like it has things written all over.
It'll be
Those
like
are great.
Family, intuition, and like
Yeah.
they would feel the heads of people and
That's
be like,
no
so
"You're an
touchy.
idiot."
No touchy. No touchy.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's the most like. Do you think that's the most recent, almost widespread medical thing? Like, what's something that's like phrenology we're gonna look at that we do right now that will be like, that's ridiculous. Why do we
Vaccines.
do that? All right, that's it. I'm ending the show. I have the power to end the show, and I'm
This
gonna
is actually
end
the
it.
last episode. So.
I won't stand for this. I was gonna say chiropractor.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm sure there is something to it. I'm
Yeah.
But like, what's something like phrenology? That's because phrenology is absolutely bullshit, right? Like 100%.
I think there's stuff with the hemispheres broadly speaking, but I don't think that there's like you feel it physically.
You don't
Right.
think this is the family region?
Mm-mm.
If you got a bigger bump there,
Well,
it means you love your family more than someone else.
it's weird. The family is right next to the horny region, so
Yeah, that's dangerous.
yeah,
What
That's
happens
why
when
all the
they?
stepbrother shit.
yeah. No, I see.
Now all the stepbrother shit makes sense.
It's messed up. I don't like it.
So I'm gonna go see that new Ki Huy Quan movie.
Love hurts.
Love Hurts. I'm very excited.
I'm
Who
just
is in that?
That's Ki Huy Quan.
But who is in it?
Ki Huy Quan.
Oh, I thought that was a director.
No, that's it. That's Ki Huy Quan is the guy from Goonies, the kid with all the like gadgets.
Oh, him. Yeah.
short
And he
round.
was in Indiana Jones Short Round, and then he was in everything. He's having like a resurgence kind of.
Everything, everywhere, all at once, and
Yeah, he's so good in that, and I just love him so much, and he's so charming and cute. He's so adorable,
Mhm.
dude. You've seen interviews with him?
You just
Yeah.
root for him. Like you
God,
can't help but be like, God, I hope Key has a good day.
I just want him to have everything. I want him to have everything he's ever wanted.
We don't know. He could be a big old piece of shit in real life.
Dude,
Just
but
Mhm.
at home.
I'm gonna refuse to believe it because you get that vibe from all these other like celebrities have a way of really pulling the rug out from under you, and they'll be like, they'll do some shit, and you're like, fuck, like all this Neil Gaiman shit. Like I never watched Coraline,
Man, that's too bad.
and now I never will. I'm never gonna watch that shit because fuck Neil Gaiman.
Yeah.
That shit's crazy and scary and fucked up. If Elliot, do you know any of the Neil Gaiman shit? Do you know who Neil Gaiman is?
Yeah, I know who
Yeah,
Neil,
it's
Neil Gaiman is
awful.
a little, and I've heard a little of the accusations that are terrible. I'm not in that world enough to give it a lot of.
Oh yeah, he is 100% like
A demon,
a demon, but for like the
Yeah, real bad, right? Like,
generation.
real bad.
He was like nerdgasm creator.
Oh yeah,
He was like next level. There's comics and graphic novels, and then like Alan Moore's up
Yep.
here.
Mhm.
I would say Gaiman might have even been above him.
I think you're right.
what did he do?
Like-
Like, did he do Constantine and like what did he do? Other what was he?
Sandman.
Man.
Sandman.
Sandman's the big one, but
Yeah.
but Coraline, Coraline was his whole thing too. I think that was directed by Henry Selick, but he was like he wrote it and created it, and
Yep. So
But yeah, man. But I'm saying, I'm just gonna say it right now. I've never done this. I think Ki Huy Quan will never
Whoa.
disappoint us.
Whoa.
I'm just gonna say that.
Whoa.
You live life on the edge. You know
That's-
that.
yeah.
There goes.
You can quote
Danger.
me on this. I don't think he's ever gonna disappoint us because I just watched a clip of him on some interview, and they were showing him a clip of Spielberg saying he's just so great and saying all these nice things about him, and then Harrison Ford saying it's so amazing when like a kid comes in to the set and is just like he knocks it out of the park. He's so natural, he's so good. He brings this like experience that clearly isn't there because he's a kid. He doesn't bring any of the outside world like hardships into the character. He's literally just kind of pulling it from his soul essentially. And I thought that was a really interesting take on like a kid actor, a good kid actor. Because you're right, like you don't have any of the life experience that you would, use for performance for being a character or whatever. These kids
I
are
mean-
literally pretending.
If the soul it doesn't have any mass, then it exists outside space and time. So he could be expressing experiences from past or future lives.
Oh, I love that. I love that, and that makes a lot of sense because
that's the booby trap.
yeah, the pinchers of
This is
power.
the booby trap part of the head.
Right.
if we could get our
Indiana
hands on
Jones
it.
part of the head.
Anyway, but they were saying these really nice things, like Harrison Ford and Spielberg were saying nice things about him, and then it cuts to Ki Huy Quan, and he's like, oh, "I've never seen those before. That's so sweet and so." He's like, "I just can't. It's so hard for me to hear people say nice things about me." And he's just this like charming, like we just have to protect him at all
You can
costs.
see it's interesting though, because he had that like long, like just I don't know if it was a break. I know it was forced
Yeah.
by not getting cast, but he wasn't in stuff or wasn't known for quite a while, and you could tell that that affected him, especially in some of his speeches. But
Mhm.
now when he acts, you can see the sadness. Like before, he was this bright-eyed kid, and he was really fun to watch, and he was funny. But now he has other emotions to tap into as an
Yeah.
actor, and he really truly does. When he was in Everything Everywhere All at Once, you're just like, wow, that is a sad, sad
You
dude.
see it.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
he did that like I would have been happy to just do laundry with you
Oh.
line, and that was when I was
Oh.
like, oh, it,
I
like
mean, it's
it, that
beautiful.
yeah, incredible.
Yep.
And so this movie that he's doing is essentially like, did you guys see Nobody, that Bob Odenkirk
Yeah.
John
Yep.
Wick movie?
Yep.
Surprisingly good.
Yeah, I love
Really
it.
good.
They're doing
Yeah.
another one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I even though
Oh,
the first one
Two-Body.
almost killed.
No two. What was it? What do you say?
Is
No
this called
Two-Body?
Nobody Too Furious.
No two body.
No two body experience. What was the three body? No two body problem.
No three body problem too.
But he this one is like basically him doing Nobody. I feel, and it's the same people behind Nobody. And I haven't watched any trailers, so I don't know what the story. I can kind of surmise from the title, I guess.
Yeah.
And some of the key art I've seen, but it looks so good, man. I'm so excited about it. It might suck.
I think there's another famous person in it. The girl from West Side Story, is in it, right?
Oh, I didn't know that.
Girl from what?
From West Side Story.
Other Oscar winner. I'm pretty sure. I could be wrong. Anyways, I want to
If
see
it
the monkey
is,
as well.
the what?
The monkey.
Yeah, dude, I'm hearing good things.
Yeah. Which looks like Final Destination, but with a monkey.
People are saying it's like it's the best Stephen King adaptation since the first It movie.
I'm currently in the midst of a Stephen King book that I listen to at night, and because Grace got this like brand deal a while back for a sleep mask with Bluetooth in it.
Oh, fuck
Whoa.
yeah,
So I
dude.
can hook up the Bluetooth, and then it's just all black, and then I'm just listening to like it's like a sensory deprivation tank of Stephen King, and it's called Fairy Tale. And the first part of the book is about a kid taking care of an old man's dog, and then he finds a shed that leads him down a well, and he goes into a fairy tale world, and it's very fun.
I love it.
So it's one of
Not
his
very
not so
scary.
scary ones. Yeah.
Yeah, really not scary at all. Just more like literal fantasy kind of stuff. But he's such an incredible writer, and I am excited for that monkey movie because I felt like it was the greatest adaptation up until
It's great.
The
that.
monkey
I also
movie's
want to
supposed
see
to
that
be a
other.
comedy movie. Yeah.
I want
I
to see
think
that
Dr.
other
Sleep.
monkey movie too. The monkey, was it Robbie Williams one?
Oh.
Yeah, that's taken the world by storm.
Yeah.
It's a smash hit.
What did you see that tweet that was like, how many times do we have to tell you we do not know who this is?
Yeah.
I think that's a valid, obviously it's very valid. Like, whatever. I barely knew who Robbie Williams was, and I kind of nerd out about music and 80s and UK music. Like, I like that kind of shit. But I get it, but I want to reward the concept because
Played by a monkey.
yeah. I want to reward that concept because I'm so sick of biopics, dude. I think we talked about this, but to me, Walk Hard is the last good biopic because it just takes all the other biopics and goes, this is what every biopic is like, so we're just gonna fuck with it and have fun with it and laugh and make it funny. And it's just they're all the same. Like I have no interest in that Timothy Chalamet one at all. I'm sorry. I know it might be good, but I'm done. I already know. I haven't seen it and I already know how it goes.
How's it go, Steve?
There's got to be a scene where he's being pressured by someone to get a real job, and then he goes, "No, I'm gonna go." Like, what's fucking?
Oh, he's more like, no, I'm gonna.
Yeah. You can't stop me from being a big star.
Got my voice and I got my guitar. Oh,
Oh, I better write that. Come on, baby. I'm gonna make money. Don't think twice. It's all right. Wait a minute.
apparently,
But,
it's a
yeah, I
little
know,
different
I
because it's only
know,
the first 2 years of it. It's
So it's
not.
not he's
It's not
huge
the whole.
stardom.
It's not the whole thing. Yeah. So it's just as he's getting started.
You know, I think Timothée Chalamet has done, which is the correct pronunciation of his first name,
Timotei.
Timothée.
Timothy.
That's not a joke. That is,
I know.
I
It's
know it's been
incredibly
it's,
frustrating.
yeah,
What?
really shouldn't be. And because something like that, I think he's doing a great job of really just not allowing himself to be super made fun of. Like he's somehow being cool in
Oh no,
like
Yeah.
he's
interviews. And
legitimately cool and has won me
yeah,
over as an actor and an artist and a
right.
person and an SNL host.
He
I
seems
he's good.
impossible to not like, to the point that when you hear people like talk bad about him, I'm like, I don't think you really even feel that way. I don't think it's possible to really not actively not like him.
It's
Not care
just
about him, fine, but like not like him is
he's got one tick against him, and it's not fair, and it's not fair to her either. But dating a Jenner
Yeah.
is really weird because what the hell are him and that
Yeah.
billionaire woman talking about when they're alone?
Literally
They-
zero conversation.
Like,
It's
it's
all wild ketamine infused sex. In hot
That's
that
me
be
tubs.
coming
wild
from
sex?
me. That's coming from my daughter. Like I was talking to Hayden about it, and her and her friends are like, none of us get it. We don't understand it. We don't support it. We think it's the weirdest thing on the planet. And I'm like, yeah, you know what? You're kind of right.
Yeah.
Insightful little thing that I made.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think he like I think I enjoy Leonardo DiCaprio like as our Timothée Chalamet.
Shamalama ding dong.
Like and I like remember Leonardo DiCaprio's like everything growing up. I remember being like, fuck, this guy's got everything. He's like a fucking handsome. He's so good at what he does. And so I think this is like this generation's Leonardo DiCaprio, Timothy Chalamet. And I can't help but compare them. And I do feel like I think Leo is better as an actor overall, and so I can't be like, it's like here's another handsome kid who's like pretty good, who's doing his thing. But I
Which is
just
what
know,
everybody said about Leo when he was.
yeah. But I liked Leo from the get go. Timothy Chalamet hasn't really like made his way. He hasn't really done it for me.
Yeah. Okay. That's fair. I think he needs one Scorsese movie where he gets shot.
Yep.
Yeah.
Just one.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, he's gonna be in he's in Christopher Nolan's
Yeah, that's
Odyssey.
Yeah,
I'm very excited about
that'd be
that.
great. I can't wait.
I saw some debate today on whether we believe you guys want to take some guesses at
Ketamine?
whether what's that?
ketamine. Take some ketamine, and
Well, you
then
guys want to take some ketamine? Yes. Do you guys want to take some bets on whether Christopher Nolan's Odyssey is going to be a modern retelling, or if it's going to be like a period kind of fantasy?
he's never the most period thing that he's done is World War II era.
And the Oppenheimer.
Dunkirk and still World War II era, and then Prestige was kind of a period piece, I suppose.
With magic, kind of
But
like
that's still like borderline late 1800s, early 1900s.
yeah. Nothing he's done has been like magic. Has had magic or supernatural stuff. It's all kind of grounded in
gonna be modern.
reality and science.
It's
So you
gonna
think
be
it's
modern.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hope he blows the fucking lid off of expectations and just does like a fucking crazy epic fantasy with Cyclops and
I would love
monsters.
it. I would prefer if it was like set in antiquity and not
Right?
like,
Let's go.
oh,
Agreed.
this is like an interpretation of Cyclops because he's missing an eye, or like
I know,
want, like, a
I
full
yeah.
giant-
Yeah, I don't want the eye patch with like,
No.
I don't want it.
We had that with Old Brother, where
Exactly. That's
so-
exactly.
and that's a pretty great movie. I don't think
This is my friend Psy, spelled Spy.
That's like
we call
how
him
Christopher,
Clops.
what's his name, that does the Batman, the new Batman. That's how he would do that.
Christian Bale. Or no, Robert Pattinson.
Reeves, the director.
Oh, Matt Reeves.
Yeah, like the way he interprets Batman is like he's a penguin because they call him a penguin. He's not like, flipper
Which is
hand.
fine. Like it works, and it's like I get it.
Yeah.
The whole grounded in reality, like taking things that are like fantasy, sci-fi, whatever, and grounding them in reality is fun and cool, and it's when it's done in a unique way, I love it. But we've seen it.
Yeah.
Like let's just go. Like I know you're right, Joe. Like he's probably gonna go modern take. Like I'm expecting that, but man, I would fucking love it if it's just like just imagine him doing a big fantasy epic.
I'm just trying to picture his filmography.
Yeah.
My mind automatically goes, he doesn't really use big like CG moments other than in with the town rolling over itself, and then some of the space stuff in Interstellar, but he still keeps it so real. So it's hard for me to imagine him trying to recreate antiquity, like Elliott was saying, and do it with fantasy elements because he keeps it so real. But if anybody's going to pull it off, I suppose it's him, and he can do whatever the fuck he wants. So the studios are probably going to throw a lot of money at him. Maybe he can do it. That'd be cool.
Maybe it'll do one of those like Terry Gilliam things where it's like we're grounded in reality, but then the main character has these like visions, these hallucinations of like fantastical things, and there's like kind of like a is it all in his head kind of thing, which he loves doing.
Yeah. Who knows? Who knows?
Whatever it is, I'm sure it'll be great.
Yeah. Totally. Even if it is a modern take on it, even though we've seen it a billion times.
Yeah, I don't think anybody's ever been like, that really sucked. I was like, Tenet, I didn't love, but I didn't go, that sucked.
Did you? How many times did you see Tenet?
Once.
So did I. Same with you, Elliott?
No, I've seen it, I think like probably closer to 2 times.
I enjoyed it way
I didn't want, I mean, it's a long movie.
It is.
I've definitely seen it over once, but maybe less than 2.
Not only is it a super long movie, it demands your attention.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You can, like, and I love these film lover filmmakers that are just like, you're gonna like come into this theater and shut your fucking phone off, and you're gonna like watch this. Like, don't even. I bet if Nolan could, he would make it no concessions allowed in my movies, so that you're not even distracted by food.
Right. You're actually not even allowed to watch my movies. You have to just close your eyes and breathe.
I'm ready for that.
Shut up.
But I saw Tenet for the second time again recently, and I enjoyed it so much more because I was like, you know what? I think the reason why I didn't like it is because it demands your attention to an annoying degree. And I'm like, I don't. Come on, let me tune out in a scene or two and still get it. But no, you need to watch every fucking little scene. So I decided to give it that and be like, I'm gonna watch every scene. I'm gonna turn my phone off. I'm not gonna look. I'm like literally not gonna pause it. I'm gonna go start to finish, pay attention to every word, every frame, and I highly enjoyed it because of that.
I do enjoy. I mean, it's got some great scenes in it. The airplane scene and the beginning scene.
Totally.
Great stuff. I went and saw Whiplash with a live orchestra.
Whoa!
So
wow!
Cool. And speaking of we did leave intermission to check on the puppy, but it was super cool. And before we went in, I was like, "Have you seen this movie before?" She's like, "Yeah." She was like, "We watched it together," and I was like, "Okay." And she was like, "I don't remember a single thing about it," and I was like, "Boy like drum, boy like girl."
Yeah, drum teacher mean.
But he liked drum more. He liked drum whip.
It was kind of surreal being in like this. It was like at the Saban Theater down at like Wilshire, and it was kind of crazy being in an environment like that where there's a live orchestra and there's a conductor, but then you have what's his name screaming like really homophobic slurs really loudly,
and this orchestra is just like da 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 da.
Yeah.
Da, 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 da.
I was like, it's okay to laugh? We can laugh a little. This is kind of funny. We're all here. Yeah.
It's so hard not to laugh at shit like that in the movies and then not feel like a piece of shit when no one else laughs.
I'm not endorsing it.
It's like I'm laughing because it's crazy. like
Wesley Snipes.
Yes, the line in Deadpool.
Green moment.
Oh god, the 2 camera. That was his breaking the fourth wall moment. Leslie Snipes.
Steve, who you rooting for in the Super Bowl? By the time this goes up.
Yeah.
I think that.
Steve, do you know the Super Bowl?
I think the Dodgers have a big shot at the game.
Stop it. You know that that's a baseball team. Stop it.
Crazy. But what's crazy is that they probably do have a pretty good chance of winning.
They are incredible.
They're very good, and they got to get more stacked. So, Steve, good answer.
Good answer,
The only
Steve.
thing I know about the Super Bowl is everything I know about the Super Bowl is pretty much against my will. I don't purposefully seek out this information. And the only thing I know about this Super Bowl is something I wish I didn't know and really don't care about. But I had heard that a certain president is going to be there, and it's like the first time a president has been to the Super Bowl.
It's going to be a very fascinating moment to see what happens.
So many people are going to kiss his fucking ass. And then we're going to get the Swifties all afraid because we're going to have Taylor Swift's husband kissing boots.
So the question is he going to get booed like he was in the past? And a lot of people are saying yes. My question is, because the media is just bending over backwards for this man right now, will they not air the boos? Will they filter them out?
He's probably working with felon Musk and going like, I need a technology that'll remove the booze.
Remove the booze.
We can't have any booze.
We actually have a boo freezer.
We have and can you capture the booze and turn it into energy for the White House?
That would
Like that
be
Monsters
not what.
Inc.
Yeah,
movie. He thinks Monsters Inc.
You need to turn into oil.
Can you turn the cheering into energy?
have them
He doesn't
clap
care
so that
about
the fairies come back to life and Tinkerbell can come.
Are you guys excited? Do you care? Are you rooting for are these teams you enjoy and you're rooting for it, or are you just happy you want to go have chips?
Just
And
root for good football, root for some good hanging with friends, and that's it. And maybe the halftime show will be interesting, because that's the other thing. Is Kendrick Lamar going to do some crazy shit because Trump is there?
I hope he brings out Doechii, and I hope Doechii goes crazy on him. She's awesome.
I don't know who that is. Is that
It's my
Doja Cat?
It's my favorite Dorito flavor.
Yep.
Doechii, it's really good.
Yeah, sounds good. Yeah, that's all I have to say about Super Bowl. Did you guys are all caught up on the Righteous Gemstones?
No.
For the new season, I haven't seen the new season didn't premiere yet, right?
No, it's coming.
It's final season? Yeah, I'm
like
stoked.
March or something. And I'm actually pretty surprised that they've stretched it out this far. But I actually like watched a few episodes of this last season, like as it was airing, and I was like, there's so many shows, and I don't really know if I'm buying this plot for this season, and I'm like, I'm just gonna like wait till it's all done, and then fast forward to like a year later or whatever, and I'm finally catching up, and it's so good. It's so
great.
fucking good.
I agree though, when they go off on these plot tangents, I'm like, it gets away from what I originally liked about it, was like how much satire of like mega churches and stuff.
Yes.
And it gets so over the top, but then you get hooked and you start watching and you can't stop. And baby boy Billy,
God, baby,
like,
oh,
one of the
dude.
best characters. Did you see Mamrie Hart's Halloween costume?
No, was she Uncle Baby Billy?
Yeah, let me show this.
Dude, fucking Walton Goggins as Uncle Baby Billy is the fucking best thing. Every time he's on screen.
I like how Goggins probably started his career and he had a team that got him, and they were like, we're your manager, and we got an agent, and they sat him down, and they were like,
That's so good. It's
They're like,
so good.
hey, Walter, you're great. You're going to be a big star. Maybe it'll take some time, but you know what would make it quicker? If we changed your last name from Goggins.
Yeah,
he
can we
was
do
like-
Williamson?
Never.
Walton Williamson.
We're
No,
going with Goggins for life. It's the best fucking last name ever.
well, and
you see that
Walton
he-
too. Walton is like, what? Can we just call you Walter Williamson and get it over with?
Did you see that he released goggles called Walton Goggins goggles or something? But like they're really like sunglass goggles.
No way. Good for him.
Yep.
He's so good. I remember when he like kind of would start popping up and shit. He was always like the
guy,
scary
yeah.
racist guy.
Yep.
And I'm like, I don't like this guy.
He called Walter Goggins goggle glasses.
Strap in. That's great.
So stupid. They're just Oakleys from the
They're
90s.
just yeah.
But
That's very funny.
dude, everything he's in, he just elevates it. Like, you guys watched that Fallout show?
Oh yeah.
I watched like an episode but didn't finish. But what I saw I liked, and he was incredible.
Yeah, he's great.
Yeah, that show's super tongue in cheek and very like I had to get over that we weren't gonna get like a Last of Us kind of serious post apocalyptic thing, and it's very like tongue in cheek. And it's once you get into that groove of it being like a jokey tongue in cheek thing, I think it makes the show a lot better. But he's so good. But in this new season of Gemstones, he's like pitching this game show that Joe, you haven't watched any of this season, but you've watched all the other ones.
The show.
Oh my God. I'm so jealous.
Yeah.
Did you watch Barry?
Yeah.
All of it?
Yeah.
And you loved it?
Yeah.
Imagine someone saying I haven't watched Barry at all.
Okay.
Like, wouldn't you be kind of jealous about having to
get to watch it again?
Yeah, because it's so. I'm jealous for you to watch. You have to watch it, dude.
Okay.
Did you watch Vice Principals or any of the other ones?
No.
Whoa, Elliott, you watched Vice Principals?
Mm-hmm.
How do you guys watch so much?
Sure, yeah. That was a short-lived one, right? That was pretty.
It was like 2 seasons, maybe.
That was Goggins and McBride, right?
And yeah. And also Eastbound. You watched Eastbound and Down?
I didn't watch the whole thing, but I did get into it.
Yep. What is the clip, Steve, where he's like, Teen Jesus? And then like, no, you got to that's not how you combine those words. Okay, you take the T from teen and then so it's Jesus or whatever. It's very.
I don't know that. That's great. Is that from Gemstones?
Yeah, from the new season. He's like trying to pitch this show, and they're like, that's not how you combine those words.
Dude, he's so good. And fucking Tony Cavallero, holy shit.
He's got a big role coming up. He's playing a boxer in a movie, and
oh, cool.
Yeah, I think he's about to explode.
Is that a serious role?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah,
good for him.
Yeah, I think he's getting yoked or got yoked for it.
Dude, he's so good in fucking Gemstone. Like, truly like a Kramer level character that you can't wait to see. Like, you're sad when he's not on screen. It's just such a good show. Everyone's so fucking good in that show. And so, so Walton Goggins is pitching like a game show that's like Family Feud called Uncle, or is it just called Baby Billy's Bible Bonkers?
Yeah.
And he's like, it's called Baby Billy's Bible Bonkers. And he keeps saying, and he just keeps saying it. And you're not like, even in scenes where he shouldn't be saying it, and there's no reason for him to be saying it, but he'll just be like, we're still doing Baby Billy's Bible Bonkers, right? And it's like, what are you doing? Why are you, they're saying it just because it's funny to say it. That's what I love about all the McBride, that and his partner that directs, like Jody Hill, like those guys that direct all those episodes and work together. They just say what's funny and they keep doing it to make each other laugh, and I just love it. I always respect those productions that seem like it's just a bunch of friends fucking around trying to make each other laugh.
The end.
All right, let's wrap this up, kids.
Wait.
Hold up. Elliott's finding a clip. He's doing it. Slowly. Hey, his books are back.
Yeah.
Books are back, everybody. And he stacks them in an interesting way.
Teen Just is my young adult show about Jesus being a teenager.
Why don't you call it Teen Jesus?
Teen Just. Teen and Jesus mixed.
Yeah, but not mixed in a way that makes any sense. Like, that's not how you combine words. I got it. Use the J from Jesus. You shorten teen. You call them Gene.
Okay, that's better. Ain't nobody call Jesus Gene.
Okay, that's better.
Yeah, it was kind of low. Anyway,
dude, I honestly don't know, Joe. Like, are you just not like a huge Danny McBride? Like, like you just don't have the time. There's too much
stuff. There's just so much stuff. I don't know how everybody watches all the stuff.
Here's a suggestion that I'm gonna make, and Dr. Steve is about to prescribe something for you, Joe, because I know you're dealing with some heavy shit, and you know we're all here for you and we love you, and there's not much we can do.
Exactly what I need, Steve. Another doctor, please.
This is a joke doctor. I'm the joke doctor, and I subscribe.
And you're sick.
to two whoopee cushions randomly placed on things you sit on frequently, and try to forget about them. And number two, I would say watch Vice Principals.
Oh, watch that one first, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
You don't think so, Elliot?
I mean, I like Righteous Gemstones.
Righteous Gemstones is good, but it also has that whole like the whole mega church thing is like things are sensitive right now. And I think like the mega church
don't give a shit.
Yeah, but you don't need to delve into the like, this is real and I fucking hate it. And I hate that this is real and like, they're getting away. Like you don't need that right now. I think Vice Principals is a simple little story. It's fun and it's just him and Walton Goggins playing the whole time, and it's just
hate each other, right? Yeah,
they hate each other, and it's so funny and it's so good. And I just give yourself a prescription of jokery.
Okay, I'll watch Joke.
Have a couple of doses of laughter. Just watch the first episode and tell me what you think.
Okay,
Jokery.
Jokerizas. Team
Joe.
Elliot,
What?
anything else?
No.
Great job with the dog, dude. I'm so happy that you adopted that dog.
Elliot,
Thank
what?
I really
What?
didn't. Yeah, what? What did I do? I didn't think you were gonna adopt it because you did make it seem like it would be difficult.
Dude, I knew it from the start. There was no world he was going to get rid of that dog. There's no.
I had a feeling, but he made it seem like it would be too hard, and I just was like, that's not something he's going to pursue if it's too hard.
Mm-hmm.
But I like that it fell into your lap in a way that didn't make it too difficult.
All he had to do was flex his celebrity. He was like, "You heard a source fed," and they were like, "Take the dog."
Yeah.
Take the dog.
They were like, "I can't believe we got to meet Philip Molina."
We're actually renaming him SourceFed.
The dog's name is SourceFed.
He only responds to down, 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 down,
Yeah.
down.
Oh God. I miss it. All right.
All
Bye,
right.
everybody.
Well, thank you guys. We love you, Joe.
Shut up.
Yeah.
Bye.